Good morning, beautiful friends, beautiful souls, light seeker, meditation lover, the students on the path of meditation, wherever you are. Good morning, according to Bali time. Deeply thank you to provide your time to be served by us here in the spiritual family of compassion. This morning, the weather in Ashram Avalokiteshvara, in the high mountain northern part of Bali, the weather is very supportive. When I wake up in this morning, I was able to see some stars, even though some clouds are there. There is no raining so far. Anything in ashram appear to be okay. Hopefully, during our guided meditation this morning, guided meditation 12 o'clock, and when I deliver the speech 6 p.m. today, the title is Bad Weather Makes Good Timber. Hopefully everything is okay. By the time we are waiting for thousands of spiritual friends who are in the process of joining us, kindly allow me to refresh your memory about many important lessons that we have already learned before. First of all, let me refresh your memory about the healing model of spiritual family of compassion. We have shared this model for more than 10 years. There are many friends who were healed by this model of healing and happiness. Just to refresh your memory, to make the teaching perfectly embodied in your soul journey. No matter what happens, life keeps flowing like day and night, from one day to another day, from 1 week to another week, 1 month to another month, 1 year to another year. Life keeps flowing. It does not matter you meditate or not. It does not matter you believe in religion or not. Life keeps flowing from one day to another day. As you all know, at the edge of the circle, at the periphery of the soul, the circle if you like, at the edge of the circle, life is very chaotic at the edge of the circle. And the important characteristic of suffering soul, that's why the symbol is the crying eyes. The important characteristic of suffering soul is they keep protesting, blaming, complaining. Even they complain to God, protesting, complaining, blaming. That is the most important characteristics of suffering soul at the edge of the circle. For that reason, the approach of meditation that we are developing here in the spiritual family of compassion, we ask you to come to the center of the circle. Since at the center of the circle, there is no movement, there is only stillness and peace. Please do remember, please do not forget, our journey of meditation is the journey from the periphery of the circle into the center of the circle. Repeating the previous message, at the periphery, at the edge of the circle, this is the territory of illness. But at the center of the circle, that is the territory of wellness. If you want to grow from illness at the edge of the circle to the territory of wellness at the center of the circle, if you like 3 words, accept, flow, smile. 3 words. If you prefer 2 words, silence and smile. If you like only 1 word, rest, rest. So that's why I keep persuading you in the moment of guided meditation. Take rest, beautiful soul, take rest. Everything is the dancings of the same perfection. The dancings of Shiva, that is how the Hindus call it. The smile of the same Buddha, that is the friends in Buddhism call it. Since everything is the dancings of the same perfection, I prefer to use the universal language which is suitable to all religion. Since everything is the dancings of the same perfection, remember, take a perfect rest. In the moment you take a perfect rest, all the energy draining that come out from the mind will totally stop. As soon as the energy draining from the mind is totally stopped, the body will naturally can heal itself. Since body entering the territory of self-fulfilling energy, that is the idea, that is the model of healing and happiness that we keep developing here in the spiritual family of compassion. Please remember to grow from the edge of the circle, which is the territory of illness, to the center of the circle. This is the territory of wellness. At the same time, remember, illness begins with the word I. Wellness begins with we. If you want to transform your soul journey from illness to wellness, remember to grow from I. The I means ego, selfishness, to we. There are many lessons that I suggested before to you to grow from I to we. But the most important thing is learn to be happy by making the others happy. That is deeper and wiser approach of happiness. Learn to be happy by making the others happy. That is the approach of meditation to help you to grow from the edge of the circle, the territory of illness, to the center of the circle, the territory of wellness, the approach of happiness. Learn to be happy by making the others happy. But the approach of meditation, accept, flow, smile. Silence and smile if you like 2 words. Take a perfect rest, 1 word, rest. That is the model of healing and happiness that we developed already in spiritual family of compassion. We shared this idea for more than 10 years. More than 10 years. Thanks God, there are many spiritual friends who are healed by using this model. Hopefully, you can try this model of healing and happiness as well. Now we are approaching 6 minutes past 6 o'clock. Thousands of beautiful friends, beautiful soul, beautiful heart are joined us already. Now we are going to meditate. Simply to refresh your memory, after guided meditation, I will summarize my last presentations about pain, the gift that nobody wants. After guided meditation this morning, I will summarize pain, the gift that nobody wants. After guided meditation in 12 o'clock today, I will summarize the ideas about happiness is an inside job. 6 p.m. today, don't forget there will be a new topic. Bad weather makes good teamwork. The challenge of this time is very challenging, but It does not weaken your soul journey. As long as you know the way, the challenges of this time can strengthen your soul journey. Now we are going to meditate. Meditation lover, wherever you are, now we are going to meditate. My holy Guru, the living Guru, the Guru of Holy Scripture, the symbolical Guru, and the innermost secret Guru, wherever you are, deeply thank you, deep bow. Kindly allow me to be your humble servant. First of all, beautiful heart and beautiful friends, remember to cross your leg just to avoid downward movement of energy. Secondly, make your back and head straight but relaxed. Thirdly, your wings, make it as natural as possible. No need to be too open, no need to be too closed. The positions of your hand, it is totally up to you, as long as relaxed and natural. If you like to follow your own religion, feel free. The Hindus suggested to position the hand like this to release Sattvam, Rajas, Tamas, to entering the world of perfect peace, Sangyang Ngembang. That is how the Balinese elder call it, the ultimate silence. Buddhist friends, you are suggested to follow the positions of hands in Borobudur. If the source of your light come from the west, make it like this. If your source of light come from the east, like the Buddha Sakyamuni, the great Buddha Sakyamuni, put it like this. It's totally up to you. The other religions, feel free, as long as you are relaxed and natural. Open your eyes a little bit, just to avoid to feel sleepy on meditation. Please, beautiful friend, wherever you are, by the time you are watching my guided meditation, please do not drive, please do not ride bicycle or motorcycle. It will danger yourself. You may watch my guided meditation when you are free from driving, riding, just to make sure that the message that flowing through me will save you, not make you in danger. It has been reported for more than 10 years by beautiful friends here in the spiritual family of compassion. My voice tends to make people feel sleepy because makes the mind easily peaceful. Please do not ride bicycle, do not drive. Now we are going to meditate. As I keep sharing from one guided meditation to another guided meditation, in the more advanced level, to meditate is to take a perfect rest. To meditate is to take a perfect rest. Especially resting the mind from any kind of inner conflict and inner critic, like right, wrong, true, false, sad, glad, pain, pleasure, holy, mundane. Take a rest. The reason why I keep suggesting to rest your mind, because everything that happened in this samsaric realm is part of the same dancings of the same perfection, the same dancing of the Shiva, that is, the Hindus call it, the same smile of the same Buddha, that is how the Buddhists call it. Since everything is the dancings of the same perfection, take rest, beautiful soul, take rest. To put it more precisely, rest your mind at the gap between two breaths, between in-breath and out-breath, between out-breath and in-breath, there is a gap. Simply rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. At the same time, always remember everything is the dancings of the same perfection. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Quoting from one of a very old scripture, in the land of snow, Tibet, the dry season does not reduce the amount of water in the universe. Raining season does not increase the amount of water in the universe. In the same way, pain, pleasure, sorrow, joy, sad, glad, sadness, happiness, they do not decrease something, they do not increase something. For that reason, take a perfect rest, beautiful soul, take a perfect rest. Everything is perfect as they are. Back to the gap between two breaths. The other analogy, anything that happens in this universe are like clouds. Sad, pain, blame are like dark clouds. Glad, pleasure, happiness are like white clouds. And always remember, beautiful soul, both the dark and the white clouds are coming and going. You are not those clouds. You are the witnessing blue sky. Take rest at the gap between two breaths. As the dolphin beautify the ocean by being the dolphin, butterfly beautifying the garden by being butterfly. You are beautifying Mother Earth by being yourself as you are. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. No matter how deep you meditate, inside there is always wave. the wave of sad, glad, pain, pleasure. But always remember, you are not those waves. You are now the surfer. And the board of the surfer is resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. Now in Ashram Avalokiteswara, in the high mountain, northern part of Bali, we hear the song of the birds in the long distance. No matter what happens in your place, from singing birds, barking dogs, until the voice of motorcycle, use any sound in your place as a holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Any sound. Not only sound, you can use anything that happens in your body as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Use numbness, use peace of mind as a holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. In the old path of meditation has been widely shared. The most important reason why most people suffer because mind keep jumping from the past into the future. And the best medicines that meditation can provide to you is resting the mind in the present, especially by resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. That is also the reason why in English language the now is called the present. That is a beautiful gift, the gift of peace that God can give to you. The present, a gift. How to take that gift of peace is resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. Please keep in the heart, beautiful soul, wherever you are, the deepest root of suffering. The deepest root of suffering is try to make the impermanence into permanence. Our body is impermanence. The weather outside, day and night, dry season, raining season, they are all impermanence. And the deepest root of suffering is try to make the impermanence into permanence. That is the deepest root of suffering. In order to heal the deepest root of suffering, remember, you are not those changing weather. You are not sad, glad. You are not pain, pleasure. You are not sorrow, joy. You are the witness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. There is no such things as problems free of life. There is no such things as problems free of life. Even the holy souls like the avatar, the Buddha, the Prophet have their own problems. Keep in the heart, problems are not here to weaken your soul journey. Problems are here to strengthen your soul journey. As simple as the blowing wind can make the kite fly. How to make the challenges of our time strengthen our soul journey? Be a witness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Some of you who learn human energy understand most of the energy draining come out from the negative and critical mind. It is not only true according to the wide research of energy researchers, but it is also true according to our experience here in the spiritual family of compassion. Almost all of the people who are full of illness, full of pain, their energy draining come out from the negative and critical mind. As soon as you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, most of the energy draining that come out from the mind will totally stop. As a result, you will have self-sufficient energy inside. In the conditions of self-sufficient energy, the body will naturally can heal itself. That is the direct consequence of resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. Some of you who learn positive psychology know, in the positive psychology, it has been widely spread the ideas of happiness in the flow. Happiness is not available in the long distance future, no. Happiness is hidden in the flow. As soon as you are perfectly flow, by resting the mind at the gap between two breaths, you are happiness. You are happiness. No need to pursue happiness. You are happiness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Quoting from the Balinese elder, the only island which is called by the world as the island of love, the Balinese elder called God as Sangyang Mbang. Sangyang Mbang means the ultimate silence. You can meet the ultimate silence as soon as you perfectly rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. That is also another reason why in Bali we celebrate the new year with Silence Day, the day of silence, since the bad, the good, the false, the true, the sad, the glad are all part of the same dancings of the same perfection. No more words to speak, no more words to speak. There is only silence mind. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Since the message is very important, kindly allow me to repeat this message again. Quoting from the positive psychology, happiness is not something in the long distance or future. Happiness is in the flow. As soon as you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, no need to pursue happiness. You are happiness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Quoting from the Balinese elder, the human soul is called Devaya Kalaya, meaning there is both darkness and light inside the human soul. In one spirit with the Chinese ideas about yin-yang, inside our soul there is dark part and the light part. There is dark part and the light part. Inside the dark part there is circle of light. Inside the light part there is the circle of darkness. And both are you. The mind can easily rest in this moment as it is if you embrace both darkness and the light. Both darkness and the light are part of you. Learn not to be greedy, only accepting the light and neglecting the darkness. Learn not to be greedy. Because that is also another important root of suffering. Learn not to be greedy by attaching to the light and rejecting the darkness. The suggestion then, embrace both darkness and the light. In the language of Balinese elder, Devaya Kalaya, inside human soul there is both darkness and light. You are neither darkness and light. You are now the witness. That is exactly how to rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Accept, flow, smile, beautiful soul. Accept, flow, smile. Everything is the dancings of the same perfection. And remember, the parent of peace, the mother and the father of peace is silence and smile. Let the father and mother silence and smile, giving birth to the inner peace. In one word, Rest. Remember the spiritual model of healing that we develop in the spiritual family of compassion. At the edge of the circle, there are many conflict and chaos. That is the territory of illness. At the center of the circle, when you perfectly rest the mind, that is the territory of wellness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Quoting from a wide research on neuroscience, neuroscience is the science about human brain. As soon as you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, the wave of your brain will move from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta to delta. If you are blessed, you can enter the stage of gamma. Enlightenment, perfect peace, usually happen when your wave of your brain entering the wave of gamma, which is perfectly peaceful. But no need to be in a hurry to go there. No need to be in a hurry. Simply rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. While the wave of the brain is measured by using EEG machine, some of advanced researchers on meditation even use MRI to measure the quality of peace as a result of meditation. The conclusion is the same. The more you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, the smoother your wave of brain, the easier you move from beta to alpha, alpha to theta, theta to delta, delta to gamma. Some of you may be curious, what is the most important characteristic that the wave of brain move from beta to alpha, alpha to theta, to delta and gamma? The space of understanding in your mind getting wider, wider and wider. Suffering mind is like a small cup. If you move the spoon in the small cup, the cup will be very noisy. That is suffering mind. As soon as you grow from beta to alpha, theta, delta and gamma, the space of understanding in your mind getting wider, wider and wider. Until one day, if you are blessed, enlightenment make the mind experience the inner explosion. As a result, the space of your understanding will be as wide as the space. As wide as the space. At that level, you can be perfectly free from any kind of suffering. That is a long journey of meditation. The most important thing to do, remember, rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. No need to be in a hurry toward a long distance enlightenment. No need. No need. Simply rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. as innocent as the mind of the children. That is the kind of the mind that we are approaching in meditation. As innocent as the mind of small children. How to enter the gate of the mind of small children? Simply be the witness by resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. The secret of peace is not hidden in the past or the future. The secret of peace is hidden in this moment. That's why I keep repeating the message to you. No need to be in a hurry pursuing for enlightenment in the long future. No need. Simply rest the mind in the present moment by resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. Now in Ashram Avalokiteswara we hear the singing dove. The singing dove. Any kind of sound that happen in your place, use it as holy bell, reminding you to return back, resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. Life may full of waves like sad, glad, sorrow, joy, pain, pleasure. But please refresh your memory again and again. You are not those waves. You are now the surfer. And the board of the surfer is resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. After spending long time enough resting the mind at the gap between two breaths, now we entering the second stage of meditation, learning to forgive. Because without forgiving, the soul will never grow and glow. Without forgiving, the soul will never grow and glow. For that reason, now we enter the second stage of meditation, learning to forgive. First of all, visualize a crying baby on your left hand. It is the symbol of your soul wound. It is the symbol of guilty feeling, bad memories that come from the past, especially come from the childhood. It can be wounded by the parent. It can be guilty feeling come from young age. It can be traumatic experience like sexual harassment, being bullied at the time of the school, any kind of soul wound and bad memories. Call them and visualize as a crying baby on your left hand. And the meditative approach of forgiving yourself is giving them space without any resistance. No matter how bad the memory that come from the past, how bad the soul wound that come from the past, simply giving space without any resistance. Remember, everything is the dancings of the same perfection. Everything that happened in this universe, the dancings of the same perfection. Giving space without any resistance. That is the meditative approach of forgiving yourself. As material of contemplation, please remember, even the most holy soul from the past committed mistakes at the beginning. Sangrama shot Subali at the age of 7 years old. Prince Siddhartha weeks later became a great Buddha. Left his own kingdom early in the morning, harming his own wife and his own father. The same thing happened to all of us. We all committed mistakes in the past. We all. But you can heal yourself by forgiving yourself as you are. How? Give those guilty feelings a space without any resistance. Give the space. That is the meditative approach of forgiving yourself. Giving the space without any resistance. Always remember again and again, everything is the dancings of the same perfection. Like sandpaper softening the stone in the process of becoming Buddha's statue. All soul wound, bad memories, guilty feelings are also like sandpaper. They are here to soften your soul. To soften your soul like sandpaper. Now learn to forgive yourself by giving space without any resistance. Some of you who read the beautiful book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, the key ideas about the late Louise Hay, behind all pain and illness there is always self-resistance. Behind all pain and illness there is always self-resistance. You refuse the dark part of yourself. And you can heal your life by accepting yourself as you are. Pain, illness, soul wound, bad memories. That is the way your soul choose to grow into a much more mature way. Now give them the space without any resistance. That is the meditative approach of forgiving yourself. After forgiving yourself, now learn to forgive the others. Now visualize the second crying baby on your right hand. It is the symbol of soul wound of the person who wounded you in the past. It can be divorced parents, it can be unmature parents, it can be unmature parent-in-law, it can be your ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, it can be the friend who bullied you at the time of the school, whoever who harmed you in the past. visualize them as the second crying baby on your right hand. In order to make the rose of forgiving beautifully blossom within, now deeply contemplate. It was not violence. It was not violence make the others harm you. It was deep soul wound. It was not only you who were wounded in the past. The person who wounded you also wounded even worse. Those people who wounded you in the past, they tried to heal their wound by harming you. Sadly speaking, they did not get any medicines. They even get a new wound by making the others wounded. That is the way how to forgive the others. As we all know, we are wounded by the parent. The parent were wounded by grandparent. The grandparent were wounded by their parent. That is the chain of suffering here in the samsaric realm. And we can stop this long chain of suffering by forgiving, by sincerely forgiving. Now visualize the crying baby on your left hand, your soul wound, giving a beautiful rose of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand. By the time you visualize the crying baby on your left hand, giving rose of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand, please remember the beautiful message of the late Nelson Mandela. Without forgiving, you will bring portable prison wherever you go. Without forgiving, you will bring portable prison wherever you go. Now learn to forgive. No matter how difficult, how hard to forgive, learn to forgive. Because that is the only journey to peace. Keep in the heart, without forgiving, there will be no bright future. Without forgiving, there will be no bright future. After forgiving, now, in order to perfect your soul journey, we call the white light of Father from the sky and the red light of Mother from earth. They both embrace in the heart. First of all, the white light of Father from the sky entering your crown chakra, resting in the fourth chakra of the heart. Secondly, the red light of Mother from earth entering your body through the first chakra at the lowest part of your back. Also resting at the fourth chakra in your heart. Both the white light of Father, red light of Mother, embrace each other in your heart, giving birth to the light of love. Now visualize the pink light in your heart, the light of love. First of all, share the light of the love to every single cell of your body, especially the part of your body which is painful. If you have pain in your knee, Share the light of love to your knee. If you have pain in your head, share the light of love in your head. After sharing the light of love to every single cell of your body, now share the light of love to the loving one. It can be your husband, wife, children, parent, whoever. Send them the light of love. Now send the light of love to the person who harmed you in the past. It can be divorced parents, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, friend who bullied you in the past. Send them the light of love. To make your love unlimited and unconditional, now share the light of love to the lower, middle and upper realm. We are now together from the island of love, Bali. Together we shine the light of love to the realm of hell, Satan, Gumatat Gumitit, animals, plant, Momadi Wong Samar, human being, 7 billion human being on earth, demigods, gods, all being in samsaric realms from hell until gods. We are sending the light of love to the realm of Dharma protector, Mother Cure, Father Tengen, Dragon, Garuda, Lion, Tiger. We are sending the light of love to the realm of Arahat and Bodhisattva. By the time we are sending the light of love to lower, middle and upper realm, kindly allow me to sing the song of love from the island of love, Bali. Here is the song of love from the island of love, Bali. Please keep sending the light of love to lower, middle and upper realm. This is the song of love from the island of love, Bali. Putri Shaneng Ayu Ngishang Shaneng Juma Memeluas malu Kapakan belanja Apang ada darang nasi. Life is like staying at the hotel. The guests keep coming and going. Sometimes we are visited by sad, sometimes visited by glad, sometimes visited by illness, sometimes visited by wellness. No matter who are the guests, keep smiling, beautiful soul, keep smiling. Everything is the dancing of the same perfection. Me titiang iring nongos titiang juma sambilang mapun pot ajak titiang dadwe dimulih tiang gapin. As soon as you open your eyes, please whisper deep into your soul the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema, meaning I am love, who is here to share love. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love, who is here to share love. Thank you very much, beautiful souls, beautiful heart, light seeker, peace lover, the students on the path of meditation. Thank you very much to let the light flowing through me be your own guide. Thank you very much. Before I continue into the summary of my last presentation, please forgive me. Thank you. Hopefully the light that flowing through me can dispel some part of your inner darkness. It can be the darkness of pain. It can be the darkness of bad mood. It can be the darkness of any kind of suffering. But thanks God, the weather this morning in Ashram Avalokiteshvara is very bright. There is beautiful sunrise here. Singing birds, sometimes the singing dove. It's beautiful. Now I will summarize my last presentations about pain, the gift that nobody wants. Well, the name of this realm is called Samsaric realm. Samsaric realm means the realms which is full of suffering. For that reason, learn not always to run away from suffering, because the name of this realm is Samsaric realm, suffering realm. For that reason, in the moment we were born here as human being, we cry. In the moment when we die, many people also cry. In between the moment of born until died, a lot of suffering happen. It is unavoidable. As the natural natures of water which is wet, as the natural natures of fire which is hot, the natural natures of life in this samsaric realm is full of suffering. Try not to run away all the time from suffering, because the name of this realm is suffering realms. The good news then, the good news, you can transform suffering into the seeds of peace. That is what exactly I am going to share to all of you. Now we learn to transform suffering into the seed of peace. As the first message, do not let pain define you. Let pain refine you. That is a beautiful message. One day I heard here in Ashram Avalokiteshvara in the high mountain, northern part of Bali. Do not let pain define you. Let pain refine you. If you are angry, protesting because of this long crisis of pandemic coronavirus, meaning you are divine by the pain. Meaning the outer darkness giving birth to the inner darkness. That is the path that I'm not suggesting. The path that I'm suggesting to you now, let pain refine you. Remember, without blowing wind, the kite will never fly. Without hot sunlight, the flower will never bloom. For that reason, in the moment of blowing wind, be the flying kite. In the moment of hot sunshine, be a blooming flower. That is what I mean by being refined by the pain. How? Look at the positive sides of this long crisis. Look at the positive sides. You open the gate of being refined by the pain if you see everything that happened in this samsaric realm from the positive point of view. The positive point of view of losing the job. You have abundance of time to stay at home together with your loving one. You have abundance of the time to sharpen your core skill. Suppose you are a chef in the hotel, for example. Since you are now unemployed, try to improve your skill to cook. Suppose you are a gardener. By the time you do not work, improve your quality of being a beautiful gardener. That is what I mean by being refined by the pain. Do not let pain define you. As the action steps of being refined by the pain, I suggesting to you 3 steps. The first one, pain as protector. The second, pain as your own compass. The third one, pain as guardian angel. Now we are entering the first chapter, pain as protector. We all have our own unit of pain. We all have our own unit of pain. In my case, when I was young, around 22 years old, I was hospitalized because of B hepatitis at the year of 22. At that time, I was still very young. I asked my inner God, what happened? What kind of mistakes that I committed in the past? I was hospitalized when I was still very young. But later on, I know. I said deep thank you to B hepatitis. Why? Because of there is hepatitis B inside me. I keep taking good care of my food. I say no to all kind of alcohol. I say no to any kind of cholesterol. Because my medical doctor at that time, Pak Gede Prama, be careful about alcohol and cholesterol. You know, as a result of being infected by hepatitis B at the age of 22, you know, my body is totally free from alcohol from the age of 22. That is also the reason when I begin the journey of meditation, I can concentrate far easier than the other people because my body is perfectly free from alcohol. You see, that is what I mean by pain as protector. In my case, the illness of hepatitis B protected me. The pain, the illness is here to protect us. In my case, my body is totally free from alcohol. The quality of my cholesterol I keep maintaining from 1 year to another year. That's why, thanks God, I can enter a little bit grew old. Now I am approaching the age of 60 together with my wife. Thanks God we are healthy and also happy. You know, who is the protector? The pain that visited me at the age of 22, hepatitis B. That is what I mean by pain as protector. As long as you are aware about your illness, and please don't break the rule. What I mean by breaking the rule, my medical doctor said to me when I was 22, please Pak Gede Prama, do not consume any alcohol because it is dangerous to your hepatitis. Please take good care about your cholesterol. I still remember it. You know, that is what I mean by pain as protector. Pain is here to protect you. Pain is not here to attack you, but to protect you. Certainly, if you know what is prohibited by your pain and then you do not do that, that is what I mean by pain as protector. I myself, thanks God to the hepatitis B, which attacked me at the age of 22. Thanks God. Because of hepatitis B, I can have a body which is totally clean from any kind of alcohol. Totally clean. Do not talk now because I am now getting older. I have a very disciplined body. Even when my age still below 30, no to alcohol. I spent one of my beautiful years in small town of Lancaster in the northern part of England. You know, in England, most of younger generation consume alcohol. But I strictly say to all of my friends in Britain, no, I do not consume any alcohol. You know, who is the protector? It was pain. That is the first part, pain as protector. The second one, pain as compass. Pain as compass, that giving us the direction to follow. For more than 10 years, I have shared to all my meditation students, there are spiritual messages behind all pain and illness. There is spiritual messages. As soon as you read the messages behind the pain and illness, the pain is not here to kill you. The pain is here to guide you back to the home of the light. I never boring to share this message to you. If you have a problem with your head, less thinking, more flowing. If you have problem with your eyes, look at the life from the more positive point of view. If you have problems in your throat, your mouth, be careful when you speak. If you are not sure that your words will help the others, please close your mouth using the smile. If you have a problem with your ears, be sensitive. If you have a problem with your heart, perfect your love. Just in the case of my disease, B hepatitis at the age of 22, when we cannot heal the B hepatitis, in Bahasa Indonesia it will call kanker hati, meaning the heart. The spiritual message that I got from B hepatitis is beautify the heart. That's why the innermost of the teaching that I keep sharing from 1 year to all of you, beautiful heart. I got the message at the age of 22 when I was infected by B hepatitis. If you have problem with your leg, be careful in choosing the direction to follow in life. If you have a problem around sexual organ, the spiritual message is your soul is deeply missing the experience of unity. Remember what I mean by pain as compass? There are spiritual messages behind pain. if you read the spiritual messages behind pain, pain is not here to kill you. Pain is here to guide you back to the home of the light. That is the second chapter, pain as your compass. The last chapter is pain as angel. Some of you who learn psychology, especially from the famous Carl Jung, all the holy souls of the past, experiencing the dark nights of the soul. What Carl Jung called as the dark nights of the soul. Life grew from one suffering to another suffering. I myself experiencing the dark nights of the soul more than 5 years. Suffering did not come from the enemy, did not come from the people who live in the long distance. No, suffering come to the closer people, closer, until one day suffering come from the one we deeply love. Suffering come from the person we deeply love. And it happened more than 5 years. Thanks God, I can pass all the obstacles. That is what I mean, pain as angel. In the terminology of the late Carl Jung, the dark nights of the soul. So that's why Sangrama had his own suffering. Sri Krishna had his own suffering. If you learn Buddhism together with me, in the moment when Prince Siddhartha was ready to attain perfect enlightenment, Prince Siddhartha was attacked by Satan Mara, one of a clear and clean professor from Oxford University, concluding the moment of enlightenment of Prince Siddhartha in a very beautiful way. When Prince Siddhartha accepts Satan Mara as part of himself, from that moment, he was no longer Prince Siddhartha, he was a Buddha. That is another explanation of the dark nights of the soul. In the story of Prince Siddhartha, the great Buddha Sakyamuni, he was attacked by Satan Mara. The way how Prince Siddhartha passed through the obstacles of the dark nights of the soul. Do not reject the dark part of yourself. Embrace. Even Satan himself is part of ourselves. That is what I mean by pain as guardian angel. Pain as the guardian angel. And the tips how to transform pain into the seeds of peace. First of all, the first tips, focus on the lesson. Do not focus on the punishment. There is always lesson behind any kind of pain and suffering. Focus on the lesson, not the punishment. The first tip. The second one, in the moment of deep pain and suffering, I tried it already to myself. It is a kind of medicines that I consume myself. It heals me. In the moment when you have nothing to do, logical brain does not help. Intuitive brain does not help. In my case, the lesson that I got from business school does not help. Spiritual books do not help. In the moment that everything cannot help you, there is still you still have one weapon. That weapon is perfect surrender. I did it myself when I experienced the dark night of the soul. I cannot consult to my parents because my parents passed away at that time. I couldn't consult to my spiritual guru. He's now in the high mountain in Himalaya. The books, thousands of books that I read could not help. And logical mind, left brain, right brain do not help. In the moment when nothing and no one can help you, there is still one weapon available to you. That weapon means perfect surrender. Strangely, when you experience all the dark nights of the soul by using the weapon of perfect surrender, slow but sure, the sunrise appears. The second tip, surrender. The first tip, focus on the lesson. The second, surrender. The third and the last one, flower is the symbol of many offering in many religions. The Hindus, the Buddhists, and many other traditions use flower. There is a symbol there. In the moment of hot sunshine of the crisis, bloom like flower. How to bloom like flower? Remember the second tips, perfect surrender. Thank you, beautiful heart, beautiful soul, beautiful friend, light seeker, peace lover, the students on the path of meditation. Thank you to let yourself being served by the spiritual family of compassion. Thank you. See you 12 o'clock today. There will be second guided meditation today, 12 o'clock. See you also 6 p.m. this evening. There will be new message. Bad weather makes good timber. The challenges of our time is very challenging, but it can strengthen your soul journey if you know what to do. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully all of you are healthy, happy, or even healthy. Again, good morning.